Okay, I'm just waiting on notification. Once again, this means a lot.
Whoa. you, said, you said live. I didn't know this was live on Facebook.
Oh, yeah, no, it's live. All right, here we go. Boom, perfect. And we are live. I want to thank everyone for tuning in to a very special edition of Off the Record on the People's Podcast. Today we have an incredible guest, one who I'm very humbled and honored would take time out of his busy schedule to give us some information as well as some inspiration, and that is none other than the legendary drill instructor, Brother Dawud. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Walaikum salam.
For those who on the People's Podcast know how much I love drill, and I want to make sure that I was with my siblings watching drill competitions as we often do, and we wanted to make sure that we acknowledged him for how he changed the category of not only the junior FOI, but how he revolutionized the category of the FOI as well. First of all, okay, my sister Miriam said something like, "Thank everyone for watching." The first thing we want to know is what inspired you to be the drill instructor? How did that come about?
Okay, so that's a good one. So when my mom told us that we had to come back to the mosque, I was 15. Okay. And I went to my first FOI class. And when I got to my first FOI class, we were doing unity drill. And I couldn't do to the rear march to save my life. I was doing it like I was doing about face. And it was two brothers on the side, brother Robert 5X and brother Abdul Batshah. And they were both my age and they were laughing at me. It was like, pointing, look at this brother drill. He can't do to the rear march. So I went home and I was like, Mom, you got to show me how to do to the rear march because brothers was laughing at me today and I don't know how to do it. So she showed me how to do to the rear march. I did to the rear march and then I started watching some drill videos. And I know Sister LaShonda. So Sister LaShonda, she the drill video where the leader, they were talking about Tawana Waters and she had been raped and stuff. And the leader was saying, if you put your hands on our sisters, we're going to do this and that. So in the clip, they had the vanguards drilling and Sister LaShonda was calling the drill. And that's what really, she actually is what inspired me to be a drill instructor. I know it's weird because it's a sister, but hey, that's what it is.
Yes, sir. No, sir. That's not weird at all. Many people ask me when they interview me on my own podcast. Someone asked me from Chicago, who I grew up with, like who inspired me, and I said most of the time it's the sisters because their level of drill is most of the time more advanced than the brothers. So you got to try to keep up with them. So yes, sir. And then your first drill competition. I'm standing in the audience with one of my best friends, Brother Dion at the time, and we see you all come on stage. What year was your first drill competition that you drilled at?
95.
That's what I thought. Yes, sir. So then you come on the stage. We in the audience watching the young children. See y'all come on there and kill it. How did that come about? And who comes up with the routines, the cadence? Like what gives you inspiration behind all of that?
Actually, I prayed on it. I didn't know how to make up drills, and like I told you, Sister LaShonda, when I watched that video, the vanguards, the way that they drill, no slight to fellow FOI, but we tend to drill kind of boring. And the sisters, they are innovative, and so it just really inspired me. So I prayed and I was just like, Allah, can you please bless me to make up drills? Because I didn't know how to do anything. And it just literally just came to me, so I started trying to make up cadences and stuff. And I started with trying to make cadences from the lessons in the Supreme Wisdom. Now, I don't know if you remember, but we used to do a Who is the Original Man drill and stuff. That was the first cadence that I actually made up, was who is the original man, and that was what I first came up with. So that's how it came about.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. Thank everyone for continuing to like, share, subscribe to the People's Podcast. Now, 1996, myself and the Junior FOI, we come out, we got our blue uniform on, blue pants, we backstage, we ready to go on stage. It's in Chicago, so we feel like, we got the home court advantage, let's go out and kill it. All of a sudden, we get off the stage and we're walking and we see you all coming white FOI uniforms down, boom, 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 older than us, bigger than us, stronger, swag, parts. The girls going crazy, sisters going crazy, choosing on y'all. We like, oh, what did we do? What just happened? And then you come on stage and you know you hit them with the rain, hail, snow, and earthquake. That's how Allah will make the word shake. You know, you hit them with bop, 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 bop. How did that come about? And did you all know that you are that more advanced than the rest of the junior FY category?
So I don't want to say we were more advanced than the other junior FY. Honestly, we didn't know that we were going to drill against the junior FY because the first year in '95 we competed against the FOI, and that drill came about because when I saw Newark drill, what happened is backstage, Minister Rasul came backstage right before we went out for the finals, like literally 15 minutes before the finals, and said, "Do you have another drill?" And I said, I mean, yes, sir, we have some other drills, but I mean, we haven't really practiced. He said, no, you got to do something different. Because all of the judges, we've been talking and we want to see something different. I'm like, but it's like, brother, just follow instructions. I said, oh, wow, yes, sir. So we went and we started practicing some other drills that we had worked on, and we went out there and messed up, you know, so we end up coming in second place. So I told them, look, next year we are coming hard. So I'm about to go read the Supreme Wisdom. I'm going to read the Quran. I'm going to pray. We're going to come up with a dope drill so that we can beat the FOI. So that was the whole thing. We were planning to drill against Newark. And then Minister Ishmael said, you all will not be competing against the FOI. And I said, well, we don't compete against the FOI. Who are we going to compete against? He said, you're the champions for the junior FOI category, and there's a junior FOI category now and a junior Vanguard category. So that is what you will be competing in. So I was kind of, you know, down about it because I really wanted to beat Newark. That's why we tried to come with this hard drill, because we wanted to drill against Newark. And so that's what actually happened. Our drill was prepared for the FOI. We never really considered ourselves like more advanced than the other juniors. It was cool to see, like, after the first year we drilled, all of the junior FOI and then the, you know, junior van, everybody was drilling in our category, and the juniors in the nation have built up. So it was pretty exciting to me.
Beautiful. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you spoke of your mother. Do you, and asking her to teach you how to drill, when me as a student of drill, especially my siblings and I watching drill competition, we see the Detroit MGT, they have a lot of what we would call like Dawud's DNA in them. Do you assist them? Do you help them? Do you work with them? Did you ever do that?
Brother, we taught to tell the truth regardless of circumstance. So since you asked me, I'm going to tell you, yes, I did train the MGT. Yeah, I trained the MGT, which is what I know you know a lot of the drills, so you probably recognized like the pioneers to the front, young sisters to the back, and you probably related it to the other drill. I know you, Josh.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
No, but that's impressive when you take it to another level like that.
Yeah, I trained them, you know, and they did pretty well. So
praise be to Allah. Yes, sir. Also, is there anything that you would tell the future DIs, people who want to train up the drill teams? What advice would you give to them?
To not be restricted, because a lot of older believers, because so how can I say this candidly? we have a tendency to, so we're taught to be fast moving, quick thinking, right down to the modern times. But on the same note, we are held back from innovating because things were not like that before, so they shouldn't be like this now. And I'll give an example is the Junior Vanguard in Texas, when they came on stage and they did the drumline thing, and they came out with the drums and they did the drums and stuff. And I mean, I was floored by it. You know, it was outstanding to me. And I made a comment to one of the sisters that I trained how to drill from Flint, Michigan, Sister O'Shea. She trains them down there. And I said to her, well, it kind of wasn't fair, you know, because you guys had drums and nobody really knew. And she said, but why, Brother Dawud? And, you know, when I thought about it, I really went home and I thought about it. And I was like, no, what I'm saying is not fair, because I'm turning into this old believer that is basically telling them. So now I'm telling you not to innovate, and that's what was being pushed on us. No, you can't do these kind of moves because that's not traditional drill, and it stops us from being able to bring in this new world that the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us about. So I would say, don't let anybody stifle your creativity. Where Allah guides you to go there.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. And do you think that, as someone who was a trailblazer for the youth being seen on the drill stage of the drill competition, do you feel that that people show you love when you come to Savers Day? Do you think that we dap you up and you appreciate it? Do you feel that from the people?
From the other cities, yeah, but I don't know, man. Like I think a lot of times we're in the nation, we are our worst enemy. From the other city, to answer your question, from the other cities, yes, a lot of the brothers that we grew up with and stuff, it's always a warm greeting. Some of the junior vanguards that are, now seniors, then yeah, it's always a warm greeting. Yes.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. Because in 2016, we backstage and everybody's lining up, and I'm in Atlanta, and these are brothers who didn't necessarily come up during the same time when I was in Chicago, and you all walk backstage, and I'm like, oh, who's like Ibrahim? I think Ibrahim and them was standing there, and I was like, who's the DI? And they was like, Dawud. So I'm telling my drill team, I'm like, hey, y'all, look, we gotta be tight, because Dawud, you know what I'm saying? And they're like, who's Dawud? I'm like, I gotta show them, we gotta study so they can know who you are. And then when you all come on stage and the introduction of that routine and y'all doing a high run and all, I said, man, this man changed drill, bro. You changed it, man. You keep pushing it like that. That's definitely inspiring to me. That as soon as y'all came out, I was like, oh shit, wait, that's Detroit. Y'all know what it is.
I like to do stuff different, man, and that's one of the. I'm just gonna speak freely now, but that's one of the things that's me, because we. Okay, so you've been in the drill competition since Alton, Sister Captain Michelle. A lot of us have been drilling for, 30 years, 20 years plus, and our input is not welcome in the drill competition on how to improve it and make it better. And one thing that, so I like to try to be innovative, man, and do different things. If you do the same thing over and over and over again, I don't care what it is, it tends to get boring. So that's the whole idea of coming up. And when we did the run in, that was actually me. I hadn't made up a drill in so many years, man. I hadn't made up a drill that in 2016, that drill that you saw, I hadn't made up a drill since the drill that I made up for the sisters in Flint. And that was like 98 or 99, 97 is when it was. That was the last time that, no, I can't say that because I made up a drill in 98 for the junior FOI from Detroit. But since then, I hadn't made up a drill like maybe almost 20 something years. So when I came back to it, when Ibrahim, he's like, come on, man, we need you, Dawud. You got help. I'm like, nah, man, I don't want, I'm good. And he's like, no, you got to. So when I was coming back into it, it was pretty much a time gap. I was starting back from making up drills for the junior FOI and trying to transition into making up drills for the FOI. I hadn't had a chance to watch and see what you guys were doing and, okay, what's the new standard now? So if you noticed, the year after that, when we came back, the drill was totally different, because I said, okay, so I'm gonna have to sit down and watch all these drills now and figure out what everybody's doing, because things have changed, you know what I'm saying? So that was how that came about.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. And I want to thank you on behalf of myself, my family, and the viewing audience for your sacrifice and the sacrifice of your family for what you all have done on the drill stage, but also in the mosque and the work as well. We thank Allah for you all, because drill is life to most people who came up during a certain time period. So we thank you for what you did, bro. Mars Bond to Allah. My sister Miriam says, how how would you make it better? Like, how would you make the drill competition better?
Well, one thing I would do is I would either line mics around the stage or some type of sound system around the stage that can capture the drill team's voices and the DI's voices without the DI having to stand there and hold a mic. Because for people who call a drill, if you're not a DI that stands on the side and just calls the drill, you actually interact and do the drill yourself. It's holding a microphone is kind of like literally 1995. We've been doing this 1995. This is 2021. And the last drill competition we had over 30 years ago, we were still holding a mic in the hand. Why are we still doing that? And we're supposed to be fast moving, quick thinking right down to the modern times. So I would like to have it, even if you needed to do something on a small scale, like take mic stands and put them around the stage so that when everyone is drilling, they can, because when you're sitting in the audience, you can hear what the DI is saying because they have a mic. But for everyone else that's drilling, if they don't have a mic in their hand, you can't hear what the cadence is that's being called. So that's one improvement that I would make. And another improvement I would make is I would get the input from all of the drill teams and all of the individuals that drill and labor over all of these years on what they think we can do to improve the drill competition, make the competition better. I would add refreshments. One year, I don't know if you remember, but I brought a bunch of drinks and chips and all that kind of stuff backstage, waters, because you have these soldiers sitting in the back for 4 or 5 hours. They don't have anything to drink. They can't do anything. They have to sit there. You know what I'm saying? It just needs to be updated, man. There's a lot of things that we could do to improve it and even improve the care of how we treat everybody that sacrifice a whole year to put on a performance for all of the believers. Everybody just needs to be treated better. Sister Mariam, I'm sorry. That's my answer to your question.
And my sister Mary, she says great suggestion. And my sister Naima says peace, family. And I agree, because backstage sometimes that can be that can alter you before before you go on stage. That can alter your spirit or alter the energy depending on if you know what I'm saying, if everybody's feet hurt or what it is. So yeah, we working on it. We got to they're working on it. I'm sure they will hopefully come up with something good. My next question is, what has been your greatest joy about the drill competition or drilling, period?
My greatest joy of the drill competition is seeing all of the children drill now. Like seeing it, whether it's the junior FOI or the junior vanguards, just knowing that, we were one of the first junior FOI teams or one of the youth teams to drill, and it's still going on like 20 years, 30 years after now, to see them creating their own drills, or if someone else is creating their own drills, to have that passion to still want to do that and deliver the message of Elijah Muhammad through drill. To me, I love it.
Beautiful. Praise be to Allah. I have just 3 more questions for you, sir. But I have a quick 60-second commercial break. To all of the sponsors of the People's Podcast, I want to make sure I give you all a special shout out for this month as we come back to Brother Dawud, because we'll be doing some great history with all of the great drill instructors, and we had to make sure that Brother Dawud was a part of this. If you'd like to be a sponsor or donor, please cash app the People's Podcast. My brother Rashad, Street Premier Media Production. He has a 4K camera and a drone. They do television and film editing. Thank you very much. My sister Miriam has 2 children's books, ABC I Love Me and ABC I Love Me, the coloring book, both of which are on Amazon. Make sure we go out and get that. My sister Naima, Stay On Point Dance Academy, LLC. She teaches ballet virtually to young girls all across the country and in studio in Atlanta. We love our tiny dancers. Nations Auto Sales, LLC, out of St. Louis, Missouri. We want to make sure that we give a special, okay, 1 second. So many people are saying greetings and thank you to the Love It. MTS Car Bros, any make, any model, any year, 30 to 50% off out of Los Angeles. We coming right back to our brother Kenneth, bow tie maker extraordinaire. He'll ship bow ties to you all across the country. Also Hip Hop Detox. We want to make sure that we give a special shout out to Sister Latasha, Queen is I, Poetry, Indianapolis, Indiana. Queen's Eye Poetry and Apparel, Indianapolis, Indiana. Thank you very much. Sister Kanika Yakub, CBD Mom, Self-Infused Caroline, and Ointments and Oils. Thank you very much, out of Chicago. Sister Landra L. Muhammad, My Letter A Book. Sister Landra L. Muhammad, My Letter A Book. Dr. Henry M. Carter in Atlanta, Georgia, King Henry Turkey Leg. Brother Rashad, COVID-19 Disinfecting Cleaning Services. My father's book, A Soldier in the Movement of Christ, AbdulSharif.com. And last but not least, my two books, Cleopatra and No Father, No Excuse, both of which are on Amazon. Thank you all very much for the sponsorships and the donations of the People's Podcast. Back to our brother, the legendary drill instructor, Brother Dawud. You spoke earlier and you said that you're a father. How has being a father impacted your life?
Man, I thought I had patience before, but being a father teaches you patience on another level, man. I'm telling you, it puts you to a whole nother level of having patience. My son, bless his heart, I love him to death, but that's one of the things about fatherhood, man, that patience. Patience.
Yes, sir. What do you do for fun?
For fun, mostly lift weights. I don't know. I mean, lifting weights. I mean, I ride my motorcycle. Even still to this day, although I would love for these drills to go out of my head, but I still drill, man. I be in the mirror making drills to this doggone day. They just pop in my head. They won't go away, Josh. I don't know why.
Yes, sir. That's a good thing. I ask every guest that comes on the show if they could choose an album, like what would your favorite album be of all time? Like what's some music that you listen, like something that you can put on repeat and listen to all the time?
It will probably be Raheem Devon, I believe. Believe in Me, I think it's called. But like every song on there is like I could just put it on play and just listen to everything on there.
Okay, you're the first person to say Raheem Devon. That's a good one. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What would you like your legacy to be, sir?
My legacy. What would I like for my legacy to be?
Yes, sir.
Man, that's a question I'd have to think on, Josh. But I mean, I really would just like for it to be a positive legacy. And I don't know. I don't know really how to answer that without pondering on it, really. That's not something I really ever put into thought as my legacy.
Yes, sir.
I mean, positive. That's what I say. I mean, but I have never really like just sat. That's my mom in the background. Like, how would you want to be remembered?
Well, please shout out to your mother. Let her know we love and appreciate her for all her work. And man, we just love your family, bro, and everything that my family's a drill family, bro. So we gonna.
Yeah. Sister Stephanie, she used to talk. She used to talk to me after the drill competitions and stuff. So that,
praise be
to a lot. That's great.
Yes, sir.
I love your dad, man. So that's great. I'm honored to hear that.
Yes, sir. No problem, man. And I want to thank you for coming on, and I want to thank everybody for watching. I'm going to upload this to YouTube right now. Please continue to like, share, and subscribe. And Brother Dawud, man, don't ever let the critics kill your creativity, bro. Keep going, man. You keep changing the game. Just know that what you going through, I can't put it on the same level, but I have been going through my whole life with trying to advance drill as well, brother. So it's a price you pay. You know what I'm saying? It's a price. Just know that.
Yeah, but we got to be a little more open to improvement. We have to be open to it. Positive criticism and be able to so that we can improve things. That's how you get better.
Praise be to Allah. Well, thank you, sir. I look forward to seeing you inshallah in the future, and I get to meet your son and see are you going to have him drilling? Is that going to be something that? No, that's a good question. Is that something that you want to do, following your footsteps as far as being a DI?
That's something that actually he wanted to do, but we talked about this before the podcast.
Okay.
Josh,
I just wanted to know.
We ain't gonna go over that, but do you have children?
No, sir, not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Yes, sir. But that'll be something I think about whether or not, because like you said, like if your sons, if they see you doing something, It's only natural they're gonna try to do it. So keep going.
Yeah.
Some people was texting me when I posted the clip of you all drilling 96 and I was interviewing you. Some people was hitting me like, man, bro, Dawud, give them the love, give them the love. So you got a lot of love from around the country, around the nation, man. The people that you inspired. Just know that.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Please return to everybody for me and tell them I really do appreciate the love. It's good to that's what's up.
Praise be to Allah. This is Joshua Leonard Muhammad signing off for the People's Podcast. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Wa alaikum salam.